Welcome to the third and final session of our training. You just gotta hang with me for about 5, 10 more minutes. We'll do some activities and this training will be complete. So today we're talking about equity and equality and the fact that they're not the same thing. Okay. What do you mean equity and equality are not the same thing? What's the difference? Okay. They should be synonyms, right? In fact, somewhere in some book, they probably are synonyms. This picture sums up the difference. Okay. This picture sums up the difference. This, three boxes, three people, everybody gets a box. We're equal. Everybody's treated the same. That's right. Okay. That's equality. Everybody got a box. Okay. Everybody got a box, but not everybody can watch the ball game. Okay. This picture here, the same resources were allocated, but now everybody gets to watch the ball game. All right. The problem is that a lot of times the person who can see perfectly fine, so he didn't get a box, gets mad because other people who couldn't see got boxes. That's actually the problem and kind of the underlying issue between equity and equality. Okay? We have this mentality, especially here in the United States, that one size fits all. Okay. Right, like at a clothing store, you'll see but it's generally things like socks or something like that, but one size fits all, right? Yeah, that's not true. All right, so maybe it's one size fits most. I remember when I first saw that on a tag on a clothing item, it was like some sort of tube top or tank top thing, and it didn't say one size fits all, okay, because they didn't want to be wrong, but it said one size fits most, and I'm looking at it going, yeah, okay, but it doesn't fit me. Okay. The reality is one size actually fits very few. And as educators, we know, we already know that as educators, one method of teaching doesn't meet everyone's needs. Everybody's different. And that's really what equity is. It's meeting everyone's needs and putting them where they need to be. And we have some very oh blatant, I guess, areas of inequity. All right. The biggest is the economic area, and there's countless examples of this. I'm old enough that I remember doing all the Ruby Payne poverty training, and basically at the end of the day, as a white middle class lady, not rich but not poor, we really don't understand poverty, and the deck probably is stacked against people who are economically disadvantaged. And I'm gonna share one example uh, of a situation that I encountered. I had to go to the hospital and have some tests ran because I needed to have surgery, and so I go in, and you gotta do all your paperwork, and they want their money. All right, no, I don't blame them. It's expensive. They want their money, and she says, all right, it'll be like $950, and you can pay, in monthly installments, but if you pay all at once, it's only $750. That's not fair. I yelled at the little lady behind the computer who had nothing to do with the policy, but I did it anyway. All right. I'm not proud. I just did it anyway. But I said, that's not right. All right. I'm going to pay it all at once. So I'm going to get the price break because I have the money. I can pay it all at once. But not everybody has the money to pay it all at once. And you're going to penalize them and make them pay more because they have to make payments. That's not right. Okay, you're charging them more because they don't have the resources to pay it all at once. Technically, you're treating us both equal. Okay, this is equality. Everybody gets the same option. Pay in installments, pay in full. But not everyone can pay in full, and that's the difference. Okay, that's the difference between inequity and equity and equal. They're not the same thing. And there's other areas too, race, and there's people who don't like to admit this one, but there's definitely some inequity there. All right, you look at the numbers, and Black professionals don't make as much as white professionals in some areas. Okay, culture. There's a little inequity when it comes to culture, especially if you live in an area that doesn't embrace your culture, is a little different from the area of your culture. Sexual orientation, people with disabilities. All right. The campus I work at is old enough that it was kind of built before the American with Disabilities Act. We are handicap accessible. Technically, we're handicap accessible, but it's not very good handicap accessible. It's beyond taking the scenic route to get from building to building if you're in a wheelchair. And that's not right. Okay? Language is a huge area of inequity, especially in some of our classrooms. Okay? It's hard enough to learn a content, but if you have a language barrier, it's worse. And so we got to provide these students with resources. I work really hard to make sure my second language learners don't lose points on a test because of a language issue. All right. I let them take it in the tutoring center where they have translators and extra resources. Does everybody get to do that? No, okay, so it's not equal, right? I'm not treating everybody the same, but it's equitable. I'm treating everybody fairly. There's some education inequities, and of course gender inequities, and really the gender inequities and the race inequities are very similar inequities. I remember hearing once that I think somebody said there's nothing worse than being a poor Black woman. Okay, that's 3 strikes against you. And I have those 3 areas here: the economic, the race, and the gender. Okay? We need to be aware of these, and we need to make sure we're giving everyone a fair shake, not giving everyone the same thing. I try really hard to treat everyone in my classroom fairly, but I don't treat everyone the same. And there's a difference, okay? Equity, equality, they're not the same. And once again, the hard part. And we had some tough conversations last time, and that's okay, because it's the tough conversations that make us better. So we're going to talk about the bias activities, how it went, how you felt, how that went, and then we're going to take we're doing a couple little activities. We're actually going to take some quizzes to see how much you really know about people in situations, well, unlike your own. Right? Then, of course, we got a little homework and some implementation. And that kind of wraps up our inclusion in the classroom training.